Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the video summary of my podcast episode entitled If You Want a Successful Startup Business, You Must Stop Building Alone. And so I wanted to do this video, and actually this video and this series is in two parts. Next week I'm going to be talking about collaborations. But in this episode, in this video, I'm going to be talking about why it's so important to build a little small team to help you grow your business. And as more and more people take the plunge into wanting to start a business, perhaps you've already got a small side hustle that you've been doing for a while, and now you want to try and grow that into more of a sustainable business where you're in a position where you can quit your job. And I remembered when I started my business, Sugar Plum, and I did absolutely everything all by myself. So I was my own PR department, marketing, head of sales, customer service, accounts, deliveries, exchange, refunds. I did absolutely everything by myself, and it was incredibly stressful. It took such a long time, and it got to a point actually that I was slowly starting to resent my little baby Sugar Plum. I started to resent the business because it was just taking up so much of my time. And so what I did, I started to write down what were my strengths, what was I actually really good at. Once I was able to figure that out, I then started to ask myself, how can I now fill in the skills gaps in the business where I don't have to worry about doing all of the tedious tasks. And oftentimes these tasks can be like really small tasks, but when collectively put together, they can be such time consuming, just like literally draining you, because you're spending hours upon hours, either like in my case, I would spend hours Googling how to do X, Y, and Z. Once I'd figured that out, then I would try and do it. And oftentimes it would take me days, if not a few weeks, to complete any given task. And as I slowly started to do that, things were backing up. And as I said, I started to feel a little bit resentful. And so the question is you've got to try and figure out what it is within your business that you are absolutely good at. What are your strengths and your weaknesses? Once you're able to establish what your strengths and your weaknesses are, then you can start to figure out how can you then fill in that skills gap. And that is the key thing here is, as entrepreneurs, business owners, in all honesty, we're only really good at a few things, and it's our strength that we should focus on and not waste hours upon hours trying to either watching YouTube videos on how to create, an email marketing list, for example, or how to do videos or promotions. Why waste all of that time trying to figure out how to do it and then go ahead and do it by yourself, when you can potentially find someone else that is far more qualified than you, and they can then fill in the skills gap. I guess a really great way to put it is this. Let's look at Formula One teams. Now, I'm not a massive Formula One fan. However, if you haven't already done so, I would highly suggest you watch the most amazing, brilliant series on Netflix called Drive to Survive. Season 3 actually started, I believe, last week, Friday. And so the whole premise of the series is that it follows all the 10 top Formula One teams, and it follows them trying to essentially win races, right? But what I found really fascinating in the series was just how many people are involved in getting their driver, because each Formula One team, they have two drivers. You've got some teams don't have that number one or number two drivers, but some teams do. And the whole point of their teams is that they're desperately trying to make sure they have the team has the best car, the driver is all taken care of, and it's the each individual chain in the team that make up the Formula One team that is so interesting. It's all of the little elements, right down to the mechanic, the performance coaches, the people in the back office that you don't often get to see. And all the driver has to do essentially is focus on what he is good at. And what is that? Driving. Being able to have lightning effect reflexes so that he can drive, get into pole position and win races. And it is the collective group of people that they all play their important part within the team that helps the team collectively become successful. And the same principle applies to your business. What you are good at, that's what you should focus on. And you should really not worry about all of the other elements within your business and try and replace that skills gap. Now, I know what you're going to say. I'm going to say, but also I haven't got any money and da. Yes, there is a cost involved once you start to bring in people into your business. But what you've got to ask yourself is this: is the cost involved in you perhaps hiring a freelancer, because this is where I'm going, hiring a freelancer to perhaps do your, write your blogs for you, for example, write your emails. If you're not a wordsmith, right? I'm not, I'm just going to say this right now. If you're not good at constructing emails, or if you're not good at perhaps creating content, if you're not good at perhaps, I know, editing videos, why would you then spend all of your time trying to do it? Because the reality is, it looks as though it would appear in your mind, because I'm speaking from experience, right? In your mind, it seems as though you're saving all of this money by doing it yourself. But in the long run, all you are essentially doing is wasting more time, because the time that you could be spent driving your business, finding more customers, looking at potential markets, improving the goods and services that you provide, you're now wasting that trying to do all of these other little jobs that you're not really good at, or you just don't have the time to. And that is where freelancers come in. And as I said, yes, they will be a slight cost, but there are ways in which you can reduce that cost by going to a few, actually there's a number. Like, I did a quick Google search and I found 18 amazing platforms where you can find freelancers. But I'm going to give you the top 3 that I know of, and I know from my business colleagues and friends that have used these platforms to find freelancers to take on the jobs, to fill in the skills gaps. And oftentimes freelancers will also have additional expertise that can be really useful to your business. So let's look at the platforms where you can potentially find freelancers that you can hire on a project-to-project basis, but will help you build your little team and help you drive and grow your business. So number 1, people per hour. This is a personal favorite of mine. My second in command, the lady that literally, I kid you not, that does all of the beautiful content for Sugar Plum, that does all of our newsletters, our blogs, everything. I poached her, like I literally exported her from people per hour, and she is now a permanent member of my team. Without her, I don't think I would have the business that I have now, because it would just literally be such a struggle. So people per hour, that's a really, really great platform to find freelancers. The second platform is Upworks. Upworks, again, I know quite a few people that have found freelancers on Upworks, and it's all worked out well for them, and the feedback's been great. And a personal favourite again is Fiverr. One of my dear good friends, Gorgeous Johnny, he uses Fiverr a lot, and he's been able to get quite a good number of freelancers to work on lots of different projects for him in his business. But as I said, if you do a Google search, if you just Google top platforms to find freelancers, you will get a list. When I did the Google search, I actually found 18 different platforms. And the thing is this, once you've found a freelancer, or you found a platform where you want to find freelancers often will work out cheaper, for the simple reason that most of these freelancers that you will find on these platforms actually are based in foreign countries like India, the Philippines, Malaysia. So you're able to really get a really good quality of service for a knockdown price. And as I said, you've got to ask yourself, is the work that I'm doing, trying to do this all by myself, figure it out all by myself, what is the cost of me wasting all of that time trying to do these jobs or this task, versus me paying perhaps someone a tenner, £10, or maybe $10? What is the cost to your business? Now, just because the freelancers are cheap, it doesn't always mean cheap means good quality of service. It's really important that once you are able to find a freelancer that can fill in the skills gap for your business, it's important that you look at the reviews of the freelancers. Look at how long the freelancer has been on that particular platform. Look at the freelancer's portfolio of work. And then also you want to have a little conversation, be clear on what it is you and the freelancer have agreed upon, the timescale of the project that you've hired the freelancer for, and then take it from there. And as I said earlier on, there is absolutely no reason whatsoever in this day and age, especially, for you not to want to build your team, because as the saying goes, there is no I in team. And if you're really serious about either taking your little side hustle and making it into your main source of income, or just trying to grow your business or your startup or your side hustle, whatever the case may be, you really want to be thinking about building a little team, because what that does for you, it not only frees up a lot of your time, where then you can now focus on what you're good at within your business, and you don't have to worry about all of the other little elements that you were perhaps struggling with when you didn't have a freelancer. So next week I'm going to be talking about collaborations, and why collaborating with like-minded people within your industry, is a great way to grow your business. Now, if you haven't already done so, please like and share this video, and remember guys, be great because you are, and I'll see you next week. Thank you, bye.